Jared Wilson left Brooklyn, New York in 1848, and after their hard work pays off when they discover an underground cavern with large gold deposits and the richest vein of gold in California's Mother Lode. As they follow the vein of gold, their mining operation expands and so does their profits. After 20 years in the business, the Wilson brothers are wealthy beyond their wildest dreams. Much of their profit is sent to Brooklyn to an old friend and banker, Mr. Quayle, who has been investing it wisely for them. They receive letters regularly from Mr. Quayle with news from their hometown, and the news is not good. Crime and political corruption are rampant there, and Jake and Jared know the man responsible. William Tweed, known as Boss Tweed, framed Jake for a crime he didn't commit, forcing him to leave town and head west. But before leaving, Jake gathered evidence that could put Tweed into prison forever and hid it somewhere along the trail to California. The brothers decide to return to Brooklyn on the newly constructed Transcontinental Railroad. With the mine sold, there are only a few things that must be done before they can begin traveling to Brooklyn. That is the guardhouse. This is the main entrance to the mine you and your brother built. Now that it is sold, you wonder if it will be renamed. Even if it is, everyone here will always remember Jake and Jared Wilson. You see nothing important here now. The fence surrounds the mine area. That is the guardhouse.
You've done a great job with the mine. You've created many well-paying jobs over the years. Thank you for this.
It was a pleasure to work for you, Mr. Wilson. I hope...
You've done a great...
It was a... You see nothing... You see nothing important here now. This gold bar was cast with gold from your mine. Well, officially it's not your mine any longer. This is a few $100s in cash. This negotiable stock certificate entitles its bearer to a 5% interest in the Wilson Mining Company, a California corporation. You retained this stock when the mine sold. These maps are showing a portion of California. In the west, you see Sacramento and Sutter's Fort. The mine is located in the southeast, and Coloma is in the center.
I wonder if I have to pay very close attention to where I am. down the toilet to get to the secret mine entrance or something.
I really have to do this?
No. Phew.
Jake used this outhouse to hide the entrance to his secret mine 20 years ago. You can still reach the old mine through this hole, if you dare.
I really have to do this?
No. Phew.
Bushes surround the outhouse. Bushes surround the outhouse. Materials used for the construction of the mine are stored in these barrels. Your brother built this place many years ago, long before you even came to California. There's a box of dynamite that wasn't needed when you and Jake increased the size of the mine. Now, with all of the excessive regulations in the state of California and the new dynamite control laws, dynamite could possibly be useful. The problem here is that the boxes are all locked. Can you think of another place you can get some? This shovel has not been used for a long time. You have no need for it. This pick has not been used for a long time. You have no need for it. You see nothing important here now. These boxes. Carefully, you take a few sticks of dynamite.
If this were a Sierra game, you'd be dead by now.
These boxes contain material used in the mine. These barrels hold. There's a note nailed to the door. If you want to know how this huge door came to be and learn to open it, you need to play Gold Rush Classic or Gold Rush Anniversary. What does that mean?
Ha ha ha.
There's a note. These are the types of. The boxes are. These are beam. You see nothing important here now. You see nothing important.
I wish I could speed up his walking a bit. I wonder if there's something in settings. Guess not.
Even up close, it's.
I really have to do this?
Yes.
Ugh.
Okay. I was hoping there'd be like a Steam achievement for that or something. But it did not flash. Primarily, I find this sort of graphic style boring. Similar to their Gold Rush Anniversary remake.
There's a path leading. You are near the.
I said before I left I had to do things, but there was no indication
This stamp mill breaks gold-bearing ore into sand so it can be processed. It's a very This building houses the steam power plant that runs the stamp mill and other machines in the mine. This employee is working near the fence. The mine carts carry These are the private rail cars you'll spend most of your time in while traveling to New York on the newly constructed Transcontinental Railroad. These are the This is the entrance to your shop. This is where your brother built the rail car. This is the entrance. One railroad track runs. One railroad. This is the shop where your brother. You see nothing important here now. You see nothing. This is just wild grass. These maps are showing a portion of California. These maps are showing. These maps are showing a portion of California. In the west, you see Sacramento and Sutter's Fort. The mine is located in the southeast, and Coloma is in the center.
I'm sure this is all from the original full map of where they're located. However, I would say sort of modernize it so you can map it out and not have to walk.
After the gold rush, Coloma became the center of wine country. People all over the world appreciate the wine.
Probably those are still great, not mine.
After the gold. From here you can see Of all the buildings in town, the hotel is the most prominent. The Green Pastures Hotel is. This is a distant view of the. This rope looks solid. This rope looks...
Makes it look like I can walk that way.
This is just wild grass. It's old scrap metal. Mostly metal pipes that the blacksmith has no use for. You pick up a metal pipe. Maybe it will help you in the future. For what? You see nothing important here now. You see nothing important here now. This is the residential. You've known the blacksmith since he was the smith at Sutter's Fort, and he was Jake's friend long before that, Jake excluded. The blacksmith is the most trustworthy man you know. He is also very skilled in any kind of metalwork. Everyone in these parts has had to use his services at some time or another. The blacksmith has many hammers and knows how to use them.
Hello, Smith. We've been friends a long time, and I wanted to be the one to tell you that we are leaving California and traveling back to New York. Of all the people we know here, I'm going to miss you the most. You have been a faithful friend.
Jared, I know everyone in these parts, from Sacramento to Placerville, and I mean everyone. I've already heard folks talking about you leaving, and I reckon there's something I best tell you. I fixed the trigger on a feller's rifle a spell ago, and I surmise that he and his disreputable friends are fixing to rob that train of yours and steal them bars of gold you're taking with you. Now, I've been thinking, and maybe I know a way to help you. If you find me a heaping pile of lead and give me a few gold coins, I can make you some gold-plated lead bars that'll look and feel like solid gold. If you switch them for the real ones right before the heist, them boys will take the fake bars, hightail it away, and never bother you again. If you want to proceed with my plan, just bring me the material I'll need.
Wow! Thank you for uncovering the thieves' plot against us and for formulating that plan. It is brilliant! Here, I'll give you a gold bar right now. Now, I just have to find enough lead for the project. We're transporting 9 gold bars. How much lead will you need?
Well, let's see. 9 gold bars, 27 pounds each, 243 pounds total. Lead is 60% the weight of gold. Carry the 2, divide. Okay, I've got it. Jared, you'll need to find 142 pounds of lead. That much lead will fill a couple of buckets.
What should I look for? What types of things are made out of lead?
The most common form of lead round here is musket balls, and sometimes cannonballs. It isn't very common, but I remember some lead pipe was brought round the Cape many years ago. You might find some remnants of lead pipe. You never know. Good luck to you.
The blacksmith needs all of his hammers. He can't give any. The anvil helps the blacksmith to form the hot steel.
Huh. So that says amboss instead of anvil. So I wonder if that's a translation error? Or a typo?
You found this pipe among remnants at the
I can't.
The blacksmith. The blacksmith needs You see nothing. It seems the postman doesn't have much work to do.
Excuse me, sir. I want to send a telegraph to the train station in Sacramento.
Hello, Mr. Wilson.
Please telegraph that we are ready to leave and that we need an engine to move our rail cars to Sacramento and to connect with a train headed east.
Will do, Mr. Wilson. So it's true that you're leaving Coloma and going back to New York?
Yes, it's true. We love this area, but our hometown needs...
I wish you all the...
Thank you.
They do have a point system.
Here's a great view of the American River. You see nothing important here now.
So voice acting is okay, but not great. I think doing the graphics a little better than the animation.
This is the Green Pastures. It's a hardwood floor covered with fine carpet. The picture shows people who are known in this area.
I want to rent a...
Do you have a room?
No. Will you please...
Keys are only for...
I must...
The door leads to the rooms. The door is locked.
It just gave me a water is not understood message. Don't know what the hell that means.
The stairs lead to the rooms upstairs. These grapes were picked just this morning. You take 2 grapes and eat them. They are wonderful. The winemaker uses these barrels to store his wine. All these bottles of wine are for sale.
Hello. I want to buy a bottle of wine.
Hi, Jared. I've heard you will be leaving Coloma and returning to the east. You've done so much for all the people here. Please take this bottle of my best...
Thank you. So long.
All the best to you and your brother.
You walk along the American River, and after some time you...
What is Urban at?
You walk along the American River, and after some time you reach the small town of Coloma. This is the end of the tail race of Sutter Sawmill. The tail race is blocked, so there's no water running in it. The town of Coloma is far. Historical note. On the morning of January 24th, 1840, this area has been panned out. You walk along. Your brother left a very clever secret message on this false tombstone. If you don't recollect the day you figured it out, you need to play Gold Rush Classic. Your brother... You remember that this was the bedroom of the guard. You take the musket balls. Wow, they aren't easy to carry. You remember that this was the bedroom of the guard. This is the famous Sutter's Fort. You've watched the fort fall down over the years as people come and take whatever material they want. There was once a corral outside the gate. On the left, you can see John Sutter's old office building. Previously, this is where they stored grains, and there was a carpenter who made boxes and barrels. You take the musket balls. Wow, they aren't easy to carry. You see nothing important here now. The fort's administration was once in the building to the left. To the north, there was a second stable and the entrance to the trading. Formerly, there were stairs which led to the second floor. Now there is a balcony for a hotel room. When you first came to Sutter's Fort, this building contained John Sutter's office, the infirmary, a dining room, and a storage room. When you first... You don't need the antlers. You can't believe the antlers are still here after... You walk along the Sutter's Sawmill is an excellent example of American ingenuity. This house This is the residence. This wooden box must have dozens of lead musket balls. The guards at Sutter's Fort left them behind.
I'm sorry, Jared. There isn't enough lead here. Keep looking. I know there must be more out there. As soon as you...
Okay. Here is all the...
I'm sorry,
Okay.
You walk along. You remember that this was the... Yes, you remember. There was a candle shop, a forge, and a workshop for guns. Now everything is destroyed. You pick up the horseshoe. You take the musket balls. Wow, they aren't easy to carry. You remember seeing a store for hats and shoes here, but you remember seeing Many years ago, you bought a mule here. There was a grist mill in front and a jail cell in the rear. There's nothing left of them at all. Many years ago, you bought a mule here. There was a grist mill in front. You know horseshoes can't bring good luck. You know all good and perfect things come from above, from the God who never changes. Your God-given friend, the blacksmith, made this horseshoe you found in the ruins at Sutter's Fort. You see nothing important here now. You see nothing important here now. With most of the fort in ruins, you are amazed that there are many. This is the famous Sutter's Fort. You've watched the fort fall down. Previously, this is where they stored. Previously, this is the grass. One of these rooms was used as a bedroom. One of these rooms. The fort's administration was once in the building to the left. To the north, there was a second stable, and you see nothing. You see nothing. Formerly, there were previously. This is This is the famous Sutter's Fort. You've watched the fort fall down over the years as people come. You remember that this was the You walk along the American River, and after some time you walk along the American River, and after some time this is the
I wonder if push the keys. I don't know.
Here is all the lead I've found so far. Is there enough to make 9 bars?
I'm sorry, Jared. There isn't enough lead here. Keep looking. I know there must be more out there.
Okay.
This is the shop where your brother. This is the shop. These are the private rail cars you'll.
You've done a great job with the mine. You've created many...
It was a pleasure to work for you. You see nothing important. You see nothing. This pick has not been used for. You see nothing. This shovel has. This pick has not. These are the types. These barrels hold materials you want. These barrels hold material. These barrels. These barrels. You see nothing important here now. The boxes are mostly full of items that are needed for the removal of gold. Your brother built material used for Materials used. These maps are showing a portion of California. In the west, you see Sacramento and Sutter's Fort. The mine is located in the southeast, and Coloma is in the center. You walk along the American River. The American River runs. To the west of Sutter's Fort lies the Sacramento River. You see nothing important. Previously, you see nothing. Your brother left a very clever. The fort's administration. The grass is full. In one of these rooms, you bought the equipment you needed to begin your career in gold. The fort's administration was once in the building to the left. To the north there was a second stable, and you see nothing important here now. Previously, this is where they stored grains, and there was a carpenter who made boxes and barrels. This wooden box must have dozens. You know horseshoes can't bring good luck. You know all good and perfect things. You are carrying 3 sticks of dynamite. Most people would think you are crazy, but you're a miner. You see nothing important here now.
I'm basically wandering around and collecting more sparkles. Guess these must get rolled or some form of
You see nothing important. This is the fort's old well. There's a decaying cover.
Did I just completely miss it?
The pipe passes through a metal ring in the well cover and hangs from a flange on the end of the pipe. It slips out of the well much easier. This is the fort's old well. There's a decaying cover over the opening. This is the lead pipe that used to supply water to Sutter's Fort. It weighs about 70 pounds.
70 pounds, that means I have enough.
You walk away. This is
Hello, Smith. We've been friends a long time, and I wanted to be the one.
Jared, I know everyone in these parts from
Wow!
Well, let's see. 9 gold bars, 27.
What should I look for?
The most common form of lead round here is musket balls.
Here is all the lead I've found so.
Yes, sir. That's nice lead. I think it's just the right amount. That'll be fine. I'll get started right away.
Would you mind bringing them out to our shop at the mine? Then they can be.
That's what I'll do. I'll get started now and bring them, shall we say, gold bars out to your...
Smith, I can't thank you enough. You've been there for us since the mine began, and you're still helping us. Please, take this Wilson Mining Stock Certificate.
I'm much obliged, Jared. This takes a load of worries off my mind.
How are the lead
When I'm done,
I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
This is the engineer who operates the locomotive on the track to the north.
Good day, sir. We're ready to couple up your cars and leave for Sacramento. In Sacramento, we'll connect.
Yes, go ahead and get everything ready to go. We'll be ready to...
The engineer carefully removes your private railcars from the shop with the locomotive. With some direction from Jake, the two railcars are coupled to each other and to the engine. The locomotive is steamed up and ready to go. The engineer is waiting for a loud signal from you, and he will set the train into motion.
Everything is ready, Jared. Everything is ready.
These are the private railcars you'll spend most of your...
You've done a great job.
It was a pleasure to work for you.
Good day, sir. We're ready to couple.
Yes.
The engineer carefully removes your private railcars from the shop with the locomotive. With some direction from Jake, the two railcars are coupled to each other and to the engine. The locomotive is steamed up and ready to go. The engineer is waiting for a loud signal from you, and he will set the train into motion.
Everything is ready, Jared. We can leave any... Howdy, Jared. I finished the metal bars, and I must say...
Yes, they look and feel perfect.
Living car under the bed. You've got it. Have a good trip, Jake. So long, Jared.
Thank you for your work.
Come on, Jared. Let's jump on the train. It's time to go. Everybody stop. We finally found you. William Tweed, who we call Boss Tweed, sent us all the way from New York. He doesn't want you to return to Brooklyn.
There's a bandit blocking the way. You don't know what his plan is, but you do know it's best to stay away from him.
Everybody stop! We finally found you. William Tweed, who we call, and because of that...
It was a quick death. Maybe you should...
Okay. does have autosaves. Sort of.
Good day, sir.
Yes.
The engineer carefully removes your private railcars from the shop with the locomotive. With some direction from Jake, the two railcars are coupled to each other and to the engine. The locomotive is steamed up and ready to go. The engineer is waiting for a loud signal from you, and he will set the train into motion.
Howdy, Jared.
Yes.
Living.
Thank you.
Come on, Jared. I put all them bars under your bed. The name slips me. I put them under your bed, young man. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much. Okay, it's time to go. Full steam ahead.
Darn it, they're gone. Back to the horses and after them. Don't rejoice too early, Wilsons. We're still going to get you.
The steam locomotive, along with your private railcars, arrives safely at the Sacramento train station. Your journey back to Brooklyn starts in Sacramento. You hope the gang is unable to find you before you leave, but you know that's not realistic. They knew where you were going and won't give up that easily. Your cars have been coupled to another train, and the journey to Brooklyn, New York begins again. As your train begins to chug away from the Sacramento station, you see the gang push the engineer out of a pitch-black locomotive. The engine is steamed up and ready to go, and they switch it onto the track behind you. The chase is on. It goes through the first tunnels. You need to put something in their way to slow them down. Now that you are away from your business in California, you and Jake begin to reminisce about your home in Brooklyn. You've had an amazing adventure, but now you are glad to be going home.
So, it feels a little sloppy, especially like the second time I was just able to run and didn't get sort of the dialogue from the bandits, so in theory you didn't really even know they were there. I'm going to stop and I will be back later.